Hey, it's Mike. Just ready to go when you are. And that's fine because they've got to do the national anthem. That'll take a couple of minutes. So. Yep, probably so. Thanks. This is the Findlay Volkswagen pregame show. Check out Findlay Volkswagen all-star lineup of new and pre-owned Jettas, Passats, and Beetles, 1333 Sunland Drive, or you'll find them at stgeorgevw.com. Well, again, these two teams right here both still have a chance to get into the postseason, and basically whoever loses this one probably will not be able to go. And worked all season to get to this point. Let's take a look at the standings headed into tonight's game. Again, this one we have, let's go. The region, Dixie at 4-0. They are playing Desert Hills tonight at Desert Hills with the Desert Hills Thunder at 3-1. Obviously, if Dixie wins, they remain the only unbeaten team, puts them solidly in first place. Cedar could have a lot to say about the action as they are at home tonight taking on the Pineview Panthers, who right now sit in a tie for fourth place with these Snow Canyon Warriors. There's a lot of possibilities, and maybe we'll get into a little bit more here this evening. AT joining me here once again. It is nice, I guess, to get to this point and think, well, we still have a chance, albeit pretty slim, particularly for the Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. This is their last game of the year in the regular season. Obviously, we're going to see the most out of them on senior night. And I think a pretty good matchup with Snow Canyon, another game that's going to go by fast. They both want to run the football, but I think the Tigers aren't foolish to have at least a glimmer of hope in this one, hoping that they can get a win and have some things happen, and maybe they can get into the postseason.
All right, so we'll talk more about that. The other game, of course, tonight, the other couple of games, I mentioned Dixie at Desert Hills. Those two teams could be battling right now for the Region 9 championship, and you can't count out Cedar and Pineview as well. I had just a chance, and suddenly I look up, we've only got about 2-3 minutes remaining here in the pregame, and I did want to make just a mention. I had a chance to sit down and talk with Coach Pearson of the Hurricane Tigers, and I said, well, obviously you guys got your backs against the wall. And he goes, yeah, but at least we're not out. He was pretty philosophical about it. He goes, yeah, obviously things have to fall together. But he said he felt like that this game tonight, he felt pretty good about it. He feels like the Hurricane Tigers and the Snow Canyon Warriors right now are not that far apart.
Yeah, I completely agree with him. And we had Coach Esplin on the Devin Dixon show a little bit earlier, and he was saying how tough it is to prepare in consecutive weeks for Canyon View and Hurricane, who each kind of run a different offense than everybody else in the region, and just a tough team to prepare for. So he's expecting a ball game tonight. Absolutely.
And again, just a quick check on some of the keys of the game tonight, because we want to mention our sponsors, Camping World of St. George, again, our keys to the game sponsor. And Coach told me, he said the keys are turnovers, or lack of same, actually. He says we got to hang on to the football. We've got to keep it close and just not turn the ball over.
And turnovers, we've seen it here, Mike, in the preseason against Moapa Valley in region play in the red zone, a lot of dropping it on the turf, which for a running team who runs as much as they do can't happen, especially in the red zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we're winding down to about a minute before the start of the game. Again, we really appreciate our sponsors. We'll be talking about some of the key players brought to you by Sky Mountain Golf Course, and very much so, I think one of the key players for the Hurricane Tigers is Jaron Cordova. Cordova was expected to be the guy that's going to carry the ball, and I felt like he didn't quite live up to that early, but he has come back.
Absolutely, and I think at this point the top rusher as far as yards in Region 9 leads the region in carries as well for the season.
All right, we are ready to go. A foot into the ball. Tigers are kicking off, and the Warriors receive it at the 5 to the 10 to the 15. Up the middle, kicks to the outside, 25, 30, 35 to the 40. Spins around to about the 46-yard line. Wow, maybe even 47-yard line. What a nice return and a great way to start if your team's wearing gold and white over there.
Absolutely. Wyatt Perry making a name for himself in special teams this year, also on defense at safety. Kind of a great utility player for Coach Esplin in 2017.
All right, just on the end. If we look at the players that are really going to obviously make a difference, and again, we point these out, but obviously it takes all 11 guys on the field doing their job. But I think we really need to see some good things once again. You mentioned Wyatt Perry.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the quarterback is a guy that has got to be on his game here tonight. All right, out of the gun, Austin Staley hands it off, coming to the near side, up to the 50, to the 45, down to the 40, and down near the 35-yard line. There's another guy that's a big part of this game right now, looking good early in this one, and that's going to be Tosh Wright. And Wright's picked up his game, too.
He really has. Probably had his best game of the year last week against Canyon View, where they struggled a little bit, but he's going to be bigger and faster than most of the guys on this Hurricane Tiger offense. He could have another huge one tonight, Mike.
Wright didn't look especially fast, but he got to the outside and was able to turn that corner. Good job by the offensive line. Staley rolls right, swings a pass. It is complete for another first down, grabbed and pulled out of bounds. I think that was Brooks Sampson on the reception.
Yeah, and a good look for Staley early on. He's been able to hit the deep ball most of the year accurately, but it's that intermediate pass game where he's struggled, especially last week. Nice to see him, I'm sure, for Warriors fans, hitting Brooks Sampson on a nice out route early in this one.
Wow, so a good long run. Now there's a decent gain on a pass. Two good plays in a row. First and 10 at the 24-yard line. That pass is off the outstretched hands of Andrew Day. That was just a quick out, almost down the line of scrimmage, but he overthrew his wideout.
Yeah, just kind of one step drop out of the shotgun and winged it over to the right a little quick. I don't know if he didn't have a great handle on it, but brings up 2nd and 10.
So I don't know if there's a special reason for the bright pink on the shoes of the quarterback and the running back, but you certainly know where they are on the field, don't you? Fluorescent colors there. Staley sends the man in motion. The ball is dropped, goes to the turf, and I think Hurricane might have picked it up. Boy, it was just not a good handoff. It kind of hit him low in the leg and bounced forward right into the line. Now it looks like the Warriors got back on top of that.
Wow, good job down in the pile. I think that was Andrew Day who wrestled it away because I thought Hurricane jumped on it for sure.
Yeah.
And, just an ugly kind of inside handoff on the sweep. I think that may have been to Jace Mendenhall, but they lucky to get that back this close to the red zone.
So that loss of about 3, that's 3rd down and 13 yards to go. We're just underway. No score here in the first quarter. From the gun once again. Back has good protection, stands in, fires it complete into the red zone. Finally pushed out of bounds. Nice job on the reception. That was Mendenhall. You just got to get him downfield and throw it to him. I don't see any flags. That'll bring up 4th and 1, and you got to figure they're going for it.
Beautiful delivery there by Staley on their hour. Just about a yard short of the sticks, but Andy Day showing off the strong hands on the sideline. Great catch.
Good job there. So it'll be 4th and about a yard to go. Split wide to the near side is Day. They send trips to the right. Tosh Wright in the backfield. Motion. And it's a keeper, and they're not going to get there. Not even close. In fact, they're going to lose several yards. And I don't know, you wonder about the call. It developed really slow, and by the time he even faked the handoff, they had him.
Well, it was kind of a read play, and I don't know if he made the right read or the wrong read, but you figure with Tosh Wright, that big running back in the back, just give it to him for 1 yard.
Yeah.
But they tried to get a little cute there, and I think it was Hayden Eves blitzing in from the secondary to make the tackle.
Well, nice defense there. So the Hurricane Tigers dodged the first bullet in this one. They now take over on their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10. It's a handoff right into the line.
Wow.
And busting loose, getting to the outside. He went into the middle of the line, and I thought he was done. Went to the ground, but he was able to kind of squirm around the outside, picked up 3, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, that was a great effort already. He was, as you said, Mike, dead to rights in the backfield, ran over a Warrior and stumbled ahead for a couple yards. Great effort there by Jaron Cordova.
So once again, here in the first quarter of action, on the clock, Riverside Business Insurance clock, 9:55 to go. Pitch it out, trying to circle to the outside. And there is nowhere to run. And they wrap him up, and I believe that was Tyler Moore on the carry. He was kept fading to the out. He might have got a yard gain.
Great play, great pursuit. I think that was Wyatt Perry again on defense, as well as Taylor Hill helping him out. The issue with the Snow Canyon defense, you got to move Jaden Lacayo up front and Tui Kanash. That's basically impossible. So you want to try to get the edge, but so far the linebackers in the second are out big on the edges.
So we are underway here in the first quarter. No score as the Warriors ran it down into the red zone and then failed on a 4th and 1. Tigers trying to make the best of their opportunity. They want to go to the air. Looks wide, gets one block, and then it's knocked out of bounds. Up, not a first down. And now a very, very late flag is thrown up. I'm going to guess a late hit of some kind.
Yeah, I think so. Adam Hadron out of bounds. We don't have the benefit of replay, but it looked like he kind of got hit a couple steps after he crossed the sideline.
It's an illegal block in the back, and they're saying it's against the Warriors. Now that's an interesting call. Not sure who did it, but nonetheless, the late hit would have been against the Warriors too. So that's a big one. They move the ball up across the 40 to the 41-yard line. So Tigers get a first down via the penalty, and they move the ball up.
Yeah, they had the big defensive stop on the first series and now get the benefit of a Warriors mistake. And, you know, when you get behind pace as an option team, you need breaks like that when it's 3rd and long.
And not sure. We've got a timeout. The officials called for a timeout, and then he pointed. Oh, they're setting the chain across the way. That's what they're doing. Chain was not quite where it should have been. Now we're ready to go. 1st and 10 for the for the Tigers. Adam Hayren turned, pitching it deep to Abbott. Abbott trying to sweep the side, and there are flags all over the field.
I think that's an easy call for the refs. 3 of them come at the exact same spot. Tyler Moore holding on to a bunch of jersey there on the edge.
Way behind the play. That's the ones you just kind of get really frustrated with. You didn't have to do that, okay? But nonetheless, that'll cost them 10 yards since it'll be first still, but that'll be first and did they mark 10 from the line, from the point of infraction, excuse me. Right back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they had good leverage on that left side. It was a great pitch out in front of them. And then the hold, as you said, comes after the play already passed.
All right, so it'll be 1st and 20 for the Tigers. No score yet here. We're in quarter number 1. Hayrand looks around, double wing. Again, pretty standard for the Hurricane Tigers. Man in motion. Hayrand wants to go to the air. He does to the far side. Picked up about 5 of the 20 they needed. So, got a nice little short pass, but now you've got 2nd and about 15 yards to go.
And it was Jaden Gubler lined up as the wide receiver, one of their best athletes, and I like that straight drop back. You don't have to fake to anybody. Just throw it out to him on that left side, even though it was a short gain. I like the rhythm so far in the pass game for the Tigers.
Yeah, and a good job.
However limited.
Yeah, good job on the defense, so they were right there as soon as the pass was made, the hit was made. Again, handoff up the middle, busting through. Up across the original line of scrimmage, up to about the 44-yard line. And was that Abbott on the carry?
I think that may have been Cordova.
Oh, Cordova?
Yeah, I thought that was Cordova right up the middle, and that's going to be a battle not only with the nose tackles, but also Reynolds there at middle linebacker, one of their best players, and I think their leading tackler on the year. And they get so much safety help, but so far Cordova running it strong for the Tigers.
Yeah. Ray Cordova also checks into the ball game, number 32. Big 3rd down play. They still need about 6.5 yards for the first down. They go with the handoff up the middle. Didn't fool the defense. And I think the first one who got inside there was Anaya. Big 175-pounder there. He just he became a door, not a window, and they couldn't get through him.
Just ran right into him. Trayson Abbott on a little counter look on 3rd and 7, stop for no gain.
So it is 4th and still about 6.5. It'll be a punting situation. Warriors sent 2 deep receivers. They're standing around their own 20-yard line. High snap, but they go back to get it. Some pressure coming. The kick is away, and it takes a great hurricane bounce. This one's going to roll dead on the 10-yard line.
What a kick, and responding to a high and slow snap. Great job there by Hunter Collard to get it off and get the benefit of the bounce to pin Snow Canyon deep.
Boy, it hit, and it's just like it was made out of rubber. It just leaped forward. And now the Warriors will be inside their own red zone back at the 15-yard line. Now, the first time they moved it through the middle of the field, but got stopped down near the red zone. Let's see what happens here. No score, first quarter, 6:28 to go in the first quarter of action on the one-loss scoreboard. And out of the gun. Trying to get it to right. Tosh does get it, and he tried to cut back in. I don't think he'll get anything, maybe the line of scrimmage. That was intended to go wide, but I think he looked up and realized there was nothing wide. He tried to come back inside, and they're going to say he did get right back to the line of scrimmage.
Great job by Steve Campbell and a couple other defensive linemen getting in there, slowing him up. It's so hard to get Tosh right behind the line of scrimmage, but keeping him to just the line of scrimmage is a success for the Tigers.
Under 6 to go in the first quarter. No score in this one. Both teams have had one offensive series. Warriors going to try it again. They spread the field now, and there's a flag, and it looks like it's going to be movement against the Warriors. May have had a couple of players. I don't know. I take it back. Apparently, it's offsides on the Tigers. Thank you, said Snow Canyon. Now it's 2nd and 5.
Yeah, there was a bunch of people moving on both sides of the ball. They're saying the Tigers move first, make it a little bit easier for Snow Canyon, who's moved the ball pretty well in a series in a couple plays here so far tonight.
Brooks Sampson split wide to the near side. They have trips to the right. Out of the gun, Austin Staley for the Warriors. Staley back. Looks deep down. He goes for Sampson. He's not going to catch up to it. Oh, he had a good throw, except it was 5 yards too long. Sampson had about a 3-yard lead on the defense.
I love the play call, and it was there, and that play has been there all season for Austin Staley and Brooks Sampson. He had his man beat, but just thrown a little bit too far.
So it is 3rd down now, and about 5 yards to go. Still nothing on the one-loss scoreboard. We really appreciate all of our sponsors, including Gallion, Welker, and Beckstrom, our big hit sponsors. And out of the gun, Austin Staley now backs up right with him in the backfield. 4 wides. Back, they want to go over the middle. They do, complete to the 35, up to the 40. More than enough for the first down. And nice job there catching a little added yardage by Jace Mendenhall.
And Hurricane playing a pretty aggressive defense right now, bringing their safeties up, playing man straight across with cover 0. And Austin Staley had time, delivered a perfect strike. Jace Mendenhall right across the middle.
Once again to the near side, that's Brooks Sampson as they go trips to the right side. And Warriors started on their own 15, now up 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line. Staley rolls right, stops, looks downfield, and he's going to be picked off. That was probably one of the few really bad passes. That was right at the defender. He was out in front of the receiver by 3 yards, and it was right to him.
Yeah, George Sanchez with the pick. Staley was getting pressured a little bit, trying to force it to Brooks Sampson. Ball goes into the middle of the field. Easy catch for Sanchez.
Yeah, trying to second guess him. I had the feeling that he wanted to go a little bit deeper because the receiver was behind and even a step deep. Had he gone over,
absolutely
might have worked, but the woulda, coulda, shouldas don't count. And so it's a turnover. Ball goes to the Tigers. They have it on their own 35-yard line. Fake pitch, rolling back. Quick pass out and incomplete. Making a valiant effort right up at midfield, but unable to come up with it. Now the receiver, who I can't see, is down, and he may be hurt.
I think that may have been number 10, and Trayson Abbott, who dove out, nearly caught it. Would have been a great catch, but yeah, he's still down, Mike.
He obviously may have hit wrong or something, but boy, he just did not get up. So we have a little break in the action. Time to remind you once again, tonight's game brought to you by Therapia Addiction Healing Center. We haven't had an extra point yet, but they are the extra point sponsors, and they can give you the extra help you need in battling all kinds of addiction. You'll find Therapia online at therapia.net or call 652-4325. And still down. Well, now he's got him sitting up a little bit, but boy, you would really hate to see somebody get any kind of a serious injury at this point. Last game of the year for the Hurricane Tigers. I did that too when I was talking to the coach. I says, well, here you are, your last game of the year. And he looked at me and goes, well, I hope not. I go, oh, excuse me.
Yes.
Last regular
season. Yes, that's right. You had to correct yourself.
All right, that's a little better. I do like the coach. So we're going to get back to live action. And he is up, and that's good news. He's bumped around a little bit, though, here. So kind of holding his shoulder. May have hit his shoulder pretty hard on that. It'll be second down and 10 yards to go. 4:41, time to go first quarter. No score in this one. Hayren back. Handoff straight up the middle, picking up about 5 yards up near the 40-yard line. He's still trying to be pushed forward, and they're going to give him the 5 and say, no, that's all you get right there. So it'll bring third down, and 5 yards to go.
Just got a note from the Snow Canyon sideline that number 53 tonight is Spencer Snow. I was thinking, man, this Andre Anaya is making all sorts of plays. Never heard of him. And it's Spencer Snow.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. He's been pretty good so far.
Because Andre Anaya is just a sophomore. Not that he couldn't do it, but Snow makes a little more sense. Pitch it back, looking to turn the corner. Not going to be able to as the defense got to Tyler Moore. I think he may have gotten a yard, and that was about all. Again, at the very inception of that play, Andy, it looked good. I thought he had 4 or 5 yards, and suddenly door closed.
Yeah, the physical play of Taylor Hill, that left cornerback coming up, taking on his blocker, pushing him back into the runner. Very impressive. He can tackle people. He can get off blocks. He can take on blocks. One of the most physical defensive backs in all of Region 9.
Well, the kicker for Hurricane did a super job last time. Let's see if he can come up with another great kick here again. 3:55, time to go, first quarter. And a big high snap. Here comes the pressure, blocked. They got to it, and the ball is going to be picked up at the 20-yard line. And then returned down to about the 10-yard line. And so Snow Canyon they came with it. They had 3 guys on top the punter.
Alex Kennedy comes around that left edge, somehow skirts the 3 blockers in front of the punter, blocks the punt, and then somehow recovers his own block and takes it all the way down. Huge special teams play for Snow Canyon, and Alex Kennedy's been awesome defensively for them and obviously on special teams as well this year.
All right, and quickly jumping back down into the Red Rock Real Estate red zone. Nicely done, and first big opportunity right now. Well, maybe the second opportunity for the Warriors. They had it down close and couldn't make a 4th and 1. Now they have 1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line. Tosh Wright gets it, and wow. It's like the whole team said, that guy right there is going to get it, hit him. Because 3 players stopped him dead.
Yeah, they knew it was coming. Another big play. I've been impressed by Hayden Eves, kind of playing a bandit sort of linebacker position, getting in the backfield, getting to the legs of the big Tosh Wright, holding him to no gain.
You know, another key in this game may end up being red zone scoring. Warriors blew one opportunity, and now they have it. It's not done. 2nd and 11. in the red zone. Pitch back. And now they're going to sweep the near side. Quarterback out in front, blocking. Got a good block, turning inside for the touchdown. Jace Mendenhall.
Beautiful play design. It reminded me of the two-point conversion from that NFL game, Mike. Had a couple handoffs behind the line of scrimmage, reverse to Mendenhall. He makes a couple guys miss, dives into the end zone. Beautiful design play by Coach Nowatzki over there, the offensive coordinator of the Warriors.
Absolutely, just love that. So it is about a 12-yard run on that, on the option. And I like the fact the way Mendenhall was able to kind of stay back just a second and use those blockers out in front of him. Here comes the point after. And the foot into it. The kick is up and good. And there you have it. The Therapia Addiction Healing Center extra point is good. We'll take a break. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Warriors, back in one. Welcome back. Exactly 3 minutes to go. I quickly go back to the coach's comments, keys of the game for Coach Pearson. He said, we've got to keep it close. And I think right now is the perfect time to bring that up. They gave up a quick score. The ball is low, mishandled, but picked up inside the 5 to the 10 to the 15. Trying to get to the 20. They will, and that's about it. Now we have a flag fly. I'm not sure which way that's going to go. You had plenty of players from both sides right around the ball. Did you see anything there, Andy?
No, I didn't. It was about the timing of a face mask, usually right during the tackle, but I didn't see that happen. But that's George Sanchez on the return.
Sanchez looked like he wanted to go up the middle or even go to the left, but that was blocked off. And you're right, it is a face mask. Good call on that one. So that'll tack on a lot of extra yards. Instead of having him right down around the 20, that's going to come out near the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers, actually at the 34.
Well, I've liked the game plan offensively for Hurricane so far. They've thrown it more than I've seen them in their first couple series, and I like what they're doing. It just hasn't worked out, but I think they should stick with the variance of their offensive play calling.
All right, 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Hayron hands off into the middle of that line. Nothing doing. So the Snow Canyon defense, as they just close the door once again. Jaron Cordova couldn't find much inside.
I think that was Miles Reynolds helping out at least on the stop, and he's freed up so much by his big guys up front, especially big number 55, Jaden Lacayo, taking on double teams most of the year in Region 9.
So no gain on the play. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. A little over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. And again, a handoff to the near side, good for about 5 yards. Again, Cordova on the carry. Kind of a simple slant off of the right tackle, and he got it through the hole quickly, and that gave him the 5 yards.
Yeah, he knows that he's got to burst through any seam he sees all night long. He runs with a lot of urgency and made a very small hole into a 5-6 yard gain, setting up probably their best play again. Just go to him right up the middle. We'll see if they go away from that.
You're right. I think they gave him 6, so it's 3rd down, 4 yards to go from the 40-yard line. Back out of the gun, Hayrand Quick pass, a little bit too tall. Oh, we had Cordova out there. He had rolled out of the backfield and was just fading to the left flat. He was open. Would have been a first down, but it's not.
Really nice design play, and Cordova did come out wide open. Just not a lot of touch on it. Went a little bit high, and Hayren has seemed kind of uncomfortable in most of his passes so far tonight.
Absolutely. So they will punt the ball. If they'd have been another 10 yards down, we might have seen him go for it, but you can't give it up that deep in your own territory. So Warriors hope to get good field position once again. There's been an excellent kick, and there's been a block. Here comes the pressure. This time he gets it away, and a kick taken, mishandled, and the Warriors have got to go back. He picks it up, and now takes off around the far side up to the 30, to the 40, hit, knocked out of bounds. Ooh, I don't know. That was gutsy all the way around. Now we have a late flag come in, and there's a flag back there. So I think we're going to see a bunch of things, and the ball's going to end up back, I believe, deep in Warrior territory.
Yeah, the delay in the return set up a bunch of blindsided collisions, and there's 4 flags out on the field, probably coming with hitting a little bit too high, or I don't know. They looked like they got their helmets in the right spot and made good blocks, but who knows?
Was that Perry on the return?
I think it was. Let's see.
Not quite sure. He went back, but he just mishandled the ball, and it went over his head. He went back, and I thought for sure he's just going to pounce on it, but he goes,
Yeah.
Watch me.
Yeah, he went and grabbed it and did a good job after. I think it may have been number 14, Brock Nowatzki.
Okay. The 6'1" senior. Well, they're having to discuss a lot because, as you pointed out, 4 flags on the field. You could almost assume it's going to be a hold on the one way back around the 6-yard line. And if there's any choice, that's the one they're going to take. And so my guess is Warriors are going to have the ball, but very deep in their side of the field. We'll see. As the white hat comes out, and he should let the rest of us in on the secret. And I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to count. I really don't know what he's saying there.
Looks like he's trying to explain to Coach Pearson there's 2 flags on the play. There was a personal foul against Snow Canyon on the return, and it looks like Hurricanes cheering, so maybe that one will be enforced, so they're not offsetting, it sounds like.
What I didn't understand is the official, when he said he gave the indication it was first down for the Tigers. Now I don't believe that's what's going on. But it is? Is that right? No.
Yeah, I think they're taking it.
They're just going to take it way back. Okay.
Yeah. There was a big collision. Shane Farnsworth hit somebody, but it looks like that's what I thought it was on, but apparently it was the Warriors who the infraction is going to go against.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think it was a personal foul, which doesn't matter, I guess. They figure it out. We'll just take it from there and roll forward. So well, I tell you what, the way they're lining up, I haven't got this one figured out yet, because they're really talking things over. The official did indicate that it was first down, and he pointed as if it was the Warriors football, and the Warrior offense,
You're right. Yeah, the Tiger offense
is out there, but the chains are going that way.
I didn't see any type of fumble or change of possession, Mike. I don't know what the heck's going on.
I didn't. Me neither. So.
And now the Hurricane offense looks like they're out on the field huddling, and the Snow Canyon defense is out there. But the chains are still set up as if Snow Canyon has the ball. And now the refs are going to talk to Coach Esplin.
Yeah, if I was Coach Esplin, I'd be handing them over there too. Like, what the heck did you call there? Because the ball was mishandled, there's no doubt. But he being a Snow Canyon Warrior, got back on it and brought it up. And if anything happened, in my mind, after that, now they're moving the chains.
Wow.
I don't know what this
I
is.
missed that.
I'm going to have an explanation because they are giving the ball to the Hurricane Tigers. I don't understand that one. Not at all. He indicated it was a personal foul, but we'll see. This could be a huge break.
And now we're seeing a couple more flags. Sideline warning, maybe.
Yep, that's what we're getting. My guess is that official over there is probably getting an earful.
I would guess so.
And I think that was what that sideline warning was all about. As he's standing literally right in front of a lot of the coaching staff for the Warriors. The ball is pitched back, trying to turn the corner. Not much there. Picking up maybe a couple of yards on the carry. That's Tyler Moore. So Moore gets a couple. And that brings up 2nd down and 8 yards to go.
Yeah, running to this right side against Taylor Hill hasn't really worked. It's rare that the defensive back is the one who's setting the edge and coming up and making plays, but he's been awesome so far.
So we have 45 seconds to go, more than likely about one more play here in the first quarter in what's turning into a wild one. 7-0, Warriors lead it over the Hurricane Tigers, but the Tigers threatening right now. Motion man, back goes Hayrand. He wants to flip it up in the air, and it is incomplete. I think the quarterback and his wideout misread each other.
Yeah, it looked like kind of a timing. Hayrand was trying to get him deep on a little bite route and just way overthrew. I think that was Ray Cordova there on the left side.
So we have, the clock stopped with the incompleted pass. Appreciate our great sponsors again, including Intermountain Sports Medicine. We appreciate their support for all of Region 9 athletics. Tonight, Hurricane, Marcus Homer, Snow Canyon, Dwayne Shakespeare, and appreciate your help. To the near side, looking deep, and got the first down to around the 15-yard line and out of bounds to stop the clock. I'll tell you what, whatever it was that went on has inspired and should have done the Hurricane Tigers.
Yeah, Cordova maybe with his best run of the night. We see Taylor Hill going over to the ref saying, I was getting grabbed there, but it wasn't called, and good blocking, good running by Cordova.
All right, so it'll be 1st and 10 at the 16 inside the Red Rock Real Estate red zone for the Hurricane Tigers. Motion man, they hand it off to Cordova, and down he goes.
Jaden Lacayo, he hasn't been blocked all season, Mike. He gets back into the backfield, gets to the legs of Cordova. Big play, and Tigers probably just let the quarter run out.
So we'll let the final seconds off, and it will be 2nd and long when we come back. First quarter over on the one-loss scoreboard, 7-0 Warriors. Back in a minute. All right, we welcome you back. We're still we're buzzing up here in the broadcast booth about that play. I was watching, though, during the break as they were walking back. At least one of the coaches walked the official all the way down. Yes. And you got to go, he's doing the same. What was that? I don't know.
It's one of the biggest mysteries in football. I don't know what the heck happened, but Hurricanes got the ball somehow.
Yep, and that's the thing we have to just say, okay. We move ahead. Don't have any scores yet on the other games unless you've seen anything. I haven't seen much yet.
Last I saw, Desert Hills, Dixie scored first, and then Desert Hills has just tied it at 7 early in that one.
All right, and just as the Tigers were ready to snap the ball, something wasn't right, and they called the timeout. We're going to keep it right here, though. So we have a 7-7 tie, and the other game is up in Cedar, right?
Yeah, that's right. Pineview, I think actually Jacob Mapungi scored on a little run there to give them a 7-0 lead, but that was several minutes ago. But that's just the last that we got report of.
Someone asked me the other day, he says, well, now, you've been up to Cedar this year, and I said, sure. And they said, are they still? And I said, you're going to ask me if it's still grass, right? And he goes, yeah. I said, yeah, it is. And he goes, oh, and it'll probably be like about 8 inches long by the time the other team gets there. They still use it. It's an advantage, and they're one of the few that still have natural grass around here. But it's okay. They like it.
Yeah, they're old school. They've been playing old school football with Trent Maurer, just 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and he's been awesome.
Boy, did he have a game against Snow Canyon in
Yeah.
that triple overtime win. All right, it's 7-0, 12 minutes on the clock. We are yet to start this second quarter of action. And I don't know, the officials are still, they're meeting right now, talking about something. It's too late, you've played. No, I don't know what they're discussing. You got to make
should we give it back to Snow Canyon now? Who knows?
Yeah. I see what happened is the chains were moved, and they shouldn't have been. So that's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
So and that's correct. It is second and about 12 or 13, not about 18. So ready to go here in the second quarter. 7-0 game. Warriors lead, but the Tigers knocking on the door. They're in the red zone. Motion. Hayron drops back, wants to go to the air, flips it out on the right side, and I believe it was incomplete. It was dropped out there, just a little swing pass.
Intended for Ray Cordova once again. Just not a horrible throw, but a really good defensive play there on the edge to kind of break it up.
So that'll bring up third down at about 13 yards to go, and this is a big one again for the Snow Canyon defense. Although, I don't know, maybe Tigers would elect to use a fourth down right here, but if they get the first down now, you don't have to worry about it. Hayron tries to go up the middle. He'll get the lost yardage and maybe a couple of more as he gets it just inside the 15 to the 14. That'll set up fourth and about 7 yards to go. He wanted to go to the air, but obviously, Andy, there was nowhere to go.
Yes, and it looks like they're bringing in Ethan Roberts, the kicker and the kicking team here, to try to boot one in. But I like that play call with Hadrian, one of their best athletes, and he rarely gets to keep it in the full house or double wing offense. But pulling it down and running for it, I like that call, but it looks like they will settle for a 3-point attempt here.
All right, it's going to be about a 31-yard field goal, pretty much right in front of the goalpost, so kind of a straight shot there. And Roberts got a good leg. Man, let's see if they can get some points on the board. Now, another timeout, and it's called by Hurricane. This is the second timeout they have called in actually less than 1 minute of clock time.
Yeah, a curious timeout. What's expected to be a close game. Obviously, they'll get 3 more in the second half. But unless they're changing their mind of going for it, I don't know why they would be calling a timeout here with their kicking team out on the field.
All right, so we set it up 11:01 to go here in the second quarter. It's 7-0 in favor of Snow Canyon. Snow Canyon actually had a 4th and 1 at around the 20-yard line. Hurricane stopped them, and they came away empty. But then they blocked a field or a punt attempt, got it back at around the 12 or 13, and then punched it in on a 12-yard sweep, and they have the lead. Tigers trying to get some points on the board here.
And it looks like they are going to come back out with Roberts and the kicking team. I don't know if they weren't set up right or if the coaches just wanted to resituate something, but back out to kick it.
Would they try a fake?
Yeah, who knows? And you'd think you wouldn't want to do it right after calling a timeout, tipping off the defense. But
that's just a quick kick.
Yeah.
Boy, that is a flat and he missed it.
Yeah.
Pushed it off to the left, I believe. It did go over the bar, didn't it? Or high enough to go
Yeah, I
over?
think it was barely high enough, but just off to the left, kind of knuckleballed it wide left.
It looked as if that it was a quick kick. I mean, he took no time. Snap down kick.
Yeah.
And it was pushed off. So, well, we can say now perhaps Snow Canyon has dodged a bullet. And the Warriors come out now with a 7-0 lead and see what they can do. Ball on the 20-yard line. We go the other way. And Austin Staley and company will go to work. Spread offense, 4 wide receivers out. Motion man. And they pitch it back. It's a bad pitch. Drop, but picked up by Jace Mendenhall. And they're going to lose back to the 15.
Yeah, and it looked like he had the ball, was tangled up, and then just desperately pitched it back or something. And not a good idea as they lose many more yards on the pitch.
Well, one official stepped at the 15. Actually, he ended up with the ball back at the 12, but they say no. So it's only going to be a 5-yard loss. I don't know. We're seeing some weird stuff.
Yeah, it's
I mean, to me,
game.
that's kind of a simple pitch, is it not? Well, it wasn't because it was all over the field. Here we go. 2nd and 15 from the 15. Warriors with the ball and the lead right now. 10:07 to go, second quarter. Back wants to quick pass out, complete to the 20, up to the 25-yard line on the reception. And again, just a quick out. And can't see the number there. Did you?
I think that was Andy Day on the catch. And Staley, man, he looks good when he's throwing it on time on those little hitch routes, delivering it right on the numbers with some pace on it. Great throw by Staley to make it 3rd and manageable.
All right, they have trips to the near side. Now they switch. They had them in a balloon out there. Now they switch them back. Still have trips right. 1 to the left. And Staley up the middle on the go. He has the first down and more all the way out to the 40-yard line.
And they just do a simple zone read. He hasn't kept it all game long. Everybody expecting Tosh Wright to get it. He keeps it right up the middle. Goes basically untouched for the first down. Good call, good read by Austin Staley.
Yeah, that's when you say it. That's what one of the reasons for that spread offense. It just spreads them out too thin. And that time, you bet, I think Staley saw the open over the middle and took advantage. So gain out to the 30 or 40-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 40. Play action in the middle. Go up over top, and it's incomplete. Looking right down the middle for Jace Mendenhall. But that was pretty good defense, and it was because the defender just did not allow Mendenhall to get back to where the ball was.
Absolutely, yeah. Ray Cordova was right there, pace for pace with Mendenhall. The Warriors run kind of a triple vertical, 3 guys going deep, and Mendenhall had maybe a half a step, but Cordova closed and made it hard to make the completion.
So it is 2nd down now and 10 yards to go. Again, wide receivers, 3 to the near side, and they got double wide to the left. So 5 in play, and they hand the ball off behind the line of scrimmage. And I got to tell you that was a Gallion, Welker, and Beckstrom big hit, and guess who did it?
Steve Campbell, number 74, makes the play, then turns to the home crowd, does the Matumbo wave. Don't run to my side. Great play getting into the backfield.
Well, I tell you, they handed that one off again to Mendenhall, and he had nowhere. He was stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple, 3rd down and 12 yards to go. 8:18 to go. Clock running. We're in the second quarter. 7-0 Warriors. Out of bouncing along that line. Here comes the snap. Staley stands in the pocket, fires it. Complete across the field to Mendenhall.
Wow, what a catch right before the sideline. Timing was perfect. Mendenhall makes a good catch, reaches out with his hands, doesn't let it get into his body. If he waits for it to get to his chest, he may have been out of bounds, but he trusts his hands, and so does Staley, throwing it to him a few times so far tonight.
That's a big-time catch for the sophomore there, isn't it?
Yeah.
What he's doing. Play-by-play tonight brought to you in part by Southwest Diesel. For 40 years, Doug and Darren have been there when you need them. Call 673-6342. Ball is in Hurricane territory. Again, Staley wants to go to the air. He rolls to his left, and pump fake pulls it in. He's going to gain a couple. He'll get just down inside the 45. Shorter gain than I thought, only about 2 yards.
Steve Campbell was the one to chase him down. He's having a monster game on that defensive line, chasing down the speedy Staley. Could have been a first down if he didn't get him by the shoestrings.
I thought he had a couple of wide receivers open, but he decided, I'm running for my life. I'm just going to keep running. So it's 2nd and 8 for the Warriors. They lead 7-0. As Mendenhall in motion. They go to right. He goes left. He's got room. He's down inside the 30. Gets by everybody. Goodbye.
Tosh Wright showing off the speed on the left side. They had the whole team out leveraged, had numbers going left. Great play call going back to Tosh Wright, and he breaks away for a big-time score for Snow Canyon.
Wow. Gotta love that one. About a 44-yard run for Tosh Wright. And he to me, he's deceptively quick. Because he started out and you're thinking, okay, and all of a sudden he's another 10 yards down the field.
He kind of picks his spots of when to turn the turbo on, and that was one of those plays where he just ran away from the safeties trying to get a pursuit angle on him. Great run. He's had a few of those so far this year.
Yep, trying to add another point here on the Therapia extra point. Snap is back, kick is up, looks good. And it is. And so the Warriors jump up now. They lead it by 2 touchdowns. And we'll take a 1-minute break. 14-0 with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Back in 1. And we'll come back, and on the kickoff, it goes in and out of the end zone. I just wanted to follow up and say there to Mr. Hobbs Nyberg, good idea. So if your team scores 25 points or more, join Hobbs, maybe Andy and I and everybody down there for the Yogurtland, and I guess it's a Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert.
Absolutely. I love that arrangement we got. Looks like Brock Starley might be coming in at quarterback for Adam Hayren. They've been kind of doing a little bit of committee throughout the season.
You have. I saw him warming up during the last series, and I guess they've elected to make a little bit of a change here. So Starley in for the Tigers. Goes with just a quick handoff up the middle. Pretty successful there up to the 25. So gain of about 5 yards by Cordova. They're going to give him maybe 6 yards. 2nd and 4.
Pretty good physical run once again by Cordova. That's just what he does, right in that 4, 5, 6 yard range. Very dependable, and gets him started on first down.
And Brock Starley from the near side hustles in, has the play. 6:40 remaining in the first half. It is 14-0. Warriors lead it by 2 touchdowns. Again, this is an absolute must-win by the Tigers. Handoff kind of goes back against the grain and got nothing. Right to the line of scrimmage as they started to the near side. Nothing there, so they turned back, but they turned back right into the teeth of the defense.
And with Starley in, it looks like they're bringing in Ray Cordova. Maybe we can anticipate a pass here, but with Hurricane, you never know, especially with
Right.
Cordova at fullback, and he's been gaining about 5 yards a pop.
So we'll see what they come up with here as we just go a couple of ticks under 6 minutes here on the One Law scoreboard. And, of course, that is the Riverside Business Insurance play clock. And avoiding the pressure the first time, but not the second time. And that was, see, who was that on the first? It's 53, but it's not.
Yeah, Spencer Snow.
Snow,
Yeah.
I forgot, yeah.
Yeah, he tackled Cordova and knocked the other ball carrier. I think that was Trayson Abbott or Tyler Moore, and he won't get credit for the tackle, but he should because he blew up the play.
I think he tackled the offensive line, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Got in there. So it's a kick, a punt coming, and this has been a bit of a rough one so far. They blocked one and turned it into points. Here comes the pressure up the middle, but he gets it away. This one's a little bit of a lower kick, and Warriors say we're not touching it. Gets a great roll once again, all the way down to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Hunter Collard flips the field again for the Hurricane Tigers with a big boot with pressure in his face on that punt.
He's been a real key, I'll tell you what. He is trying to keep the Warriors off on field position. He's got two great punts, and unfortunately was blocked on the other. 4:52 now remaining. Hey, we are going to be naming, again at the end of this one tonight, our honors here, and we'll pick up the Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game, Dat Trucking Player of the Game, and the Jimmy John's Super Sub of the Game, which I got to tell you, Jimmy John's Sub sounds good right now. I'm just saying.
I agree.
It is 1st and 10 for the Warriors on their own 27-yard line. Swing pass is incomplete.
Huh.
Are they going to rule that was a backwards pass?
Yeah, I don't
have been a fumble.
They're kind of talking to each other. Now they're waving it incomplete, but I don't think
Okay.
anybody blew a whistle, so the kids smartly kind of picked it up and kept going
We
with
got to do. Yeah, I'm good job. And now, they're ruling it was an incompleted pass. It looked that way. The other thing, I thought, had it been live, he went down to a knee and picked that up. So he'd have been done right there.
That's right.
The woulda, coulda, shouldas don't count. 4:29 to go, so clock stopped on the incompleted pass. We have a lot of information coming up. We'll pass along scores that we have on other Region 9 games at the halftime. Talk about this first half of action. Back in trouble and still running, looking for somewhere to go. Fires it out. It's going to be incomplete. The hometown fans wanting a intentional grounding, and now they're going to get it. Wow. A late flag. I mean, the official stood out there. Maybe he was waiting for some confirmation from one of his other officials. But Snow Canyon will be called for intentional grounding, and that's going to be a loss of down, too. So that's a big one right there.
See, that's why you speak your mind into the officials, Mike. You think you argue and nothing comes of it. Well, this time they actually talked him into throwing a flag. I thought it was close that maybe Staley got outside of the box, but I can't visualize it going back. But good call by the ref to change his mind there.
Yeah. Well, there it is. So the ball goes all the way back inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Now it is a third down and a couple of city blocks to go. They've got to get all the way out to the 38-yard line for a first down. Interesting to see. I'm going to watch and see if the Tigers go into a zone coverage. And that's, I think, where they are right now. Now they back up even more. And a pass over the middle. It is complete near the first down. Oh, Jace Mendenhall with another great catch. In fact, the near side official says that's a first down.
Wow, what a strike by Staley to Mendenhall. They found him on that post a couple times this game. The safety was giving him a big cushion off the line. They took advantage of it right at the stick. First down. Great throw.
Big lineman getting up very slowly. In fact, they called a timeout. That's Tyler Simmons, and he's going off the field. I don't know, maybe he took a shot or something, but he was way slow. in getting up, and now I think it's turned into a timeout for Snow Canyon. Let's just take a quick 30-second break, and we'll come back. On the one-loss scoreboard, 14-0, Snow Canyon. We're back in 30. Hi, we welcome you back once again. We have 4:09 to go here in the first half. Warriors put one on the board in the first, one here in the second, and right now that's the scoring of the ball game.
Well, this Hurricane defense is playing pretty well. They've given up a couple big plays, but other than that, Steve Campbell's pressuring the quarterback. Their secondary is doing okay in coverage, but that last strike to Jace Mendenhall, just a backbreaker, Mike.
Yeah, Coach Pierce had said in the pregame it's TOs, and I'll tell you, the blocked punt turned into points, and that's what has been a big part of the game. And they go deep over the top, just outside the outstretched arms of Andrew Day. I don't know. I almost think he was a little closer than he thought he was.
Yeah, I do too. It was right close to his fingertips, and Austin Staley's missed on a couple deep balls. He's been accurate when he's throwing that over the middle pass to Mendenhall and Sampson, but so far that deep ball that he's kind of become great at this year, he's missed it twice tonight.
That was almost 40 yards in the air, I think, on that last pass play. Wide to the near side is Cam Webster. The big wide out, double wide either side. Again, Staley, and they come to Webster. He's got it good for about a 7-yard gain, right on the 45-yard line. I don't know why. I just had the feeling that guy was going to get the ball on that one.
Yeah, good call. And Tyler Moore puts a big hit on him, but not before a good gain.
He's such a big target.
Yeah.
You know, they list him at 6'2", about 185, 190, and he did a great job. He went out, turned, sat down, and faced his quarterback. Great target. Now it's a big third down and short, though. 3rd and 3. Staley. And they swing a pass out, first down and more, getting to the outside, down to the 40, to the 35, ripped out of bounds at that point. So the Warriors at the 30-yard line have another big 1st and 10.
And Cameron Webster and the Snow Canyon offense takes advantage of, I think, poor defensive positioning on Hurricane, probably a 10 to 12-yard cushion, and it was 3rd and a couple of yards.
Yeah.
So he caught it, broke a tackle, and got even more. Great quick throw out there by Staley.
So the Warriors trying to tack on maybe another score here late in the first half. They lead it by 2 touchdowns. Play-by-play tonight being brought to you in part here. We certainly appreciate our great sponsors, including One Law. They're actually our scoreboard sponsor. Now we have flags all over the place and pushing and shoving going on. And they're trying to separate the guys. And I'm just going to guess that this may be offsetting penalties in the end zone. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Snow Canyon throws it deep to Andy Day. There's pass interference called, and then they're tangled up in the end zone, and then they're pushing each other. So the pass interference call probably will stand, but then maybe offsetting in the personal foul category.
Yeah, we'll have to see. There was a lot of yelling, a lot of pushing and shoving in the end zone right at the end of that. So we'll wait for the officials once again to parlay, and they're getting together to talk this over. I'm glad to see actually they're doing that, because at least it means they're going to talk with each other and see what happens. Here comes the pass interference against the Tigers. And we have a dead ball personal foul. Tigers. And that's it. So it'll be a double penalty, I would assume, against the Tigers.
Wow.
So if that's right, that's marching the ball down deep, and now he changed his mind. He has gone, well, I wish this was TV. I guess those watching our video online will see that. He's pointed every which way but straight in the air. So I don't, but they are going to mark off the, we do know this. The pass interference penalty will move the ball down.
Yeah.
And I do think they did come up with plays that kind of canceled each other.
And I will credit the officials, Mike. It was looking like it could have gotten ugly with the fighting and whatever. They got themselves in front of it and made it before it got a lot worse.
I'm thinking still it ended up being 2 penalties against the Tigers.
Yeah.
Look where the ball
the yardage was moved up as if there was a tack on penalty as well.
Yeah, all the way down to the 7-yard line. First and goal. And Staley with the keeper trying to follow Big Tosh Wright. He gets close down to about the 2-yard line. So it will be a second and goal now from 2 yards out. Clock is running with about 2:35 to go.
And a rare quarterback play there. Adam Hayron was the one who kind of knocked him a little bit off of his feet, but not before a decent gain right before the goal line.
So we'll see what happens this time, what the Warriors try to come up with. Tosh Wright, the running back, in the backfield there with QB Austin Staley. And they go to Wright, and Wright goes straight ahead for the TD.
Yeah, Tosh Wright, too tempting not to give it to Big Tosh that close to the red zone. He's had a long one. He gets a short one, his second score of the night.
All right, good job. I do like the call. I mean, I think he's a big guy. You're close enough. Don't get fancy. Don't try to sweep. Just say, get it in.
Yeah, they struggled a couple series ago with dropping the ball on the turf. They recovered it, but this time make it simple. Just give it to Tosh. He's done it all year for him.
All right, so the PAT coming up now. And it's away. It's up through the goalpost, and it is good. We'll take a 30-second break here on the one-loss scoreboard. 21-0 Warriors back in 30. Well, I see there was yet another flag on the field. They say it's going to be assessed now on the kickoff. So obviously it's going to be against the Snow Canyon Warriors because they're going to have to kick off from much deeper back, looks like around their own 25-yard line. 21-0 right now in favor. By the way, I wanted to say that we appreciate CEC TV.
Yeah.
They've come up with what we call a second camera crew here. We're on a one camera, but I hope, and I was told it looks really good. And so we're putting that online tonight. Plus, we have the one on live TV with the other half of their crew with our other game. And just gives us more opportunity and gives you, our viewers and listeners, a better chance of seeing them here in the game.
Yeah, those guys are awesome and somehow figured out a way to finagle us into a second game we can watch tonight. You can go on sportsradio977.com and watch the stream of this Hurricane Snow Canyon game.
So there you have it. 2:10 to go in the first half. Again, kicking deep from their own 25-yard line. This more than likely will be returned, but all the way to the 4-yard line. Back up to the 10, to the 15, 20, 25. Outside to the 30. Cut inside to around the 35, maybe the 36-yard line. And there's another flag coming in. Oh, I tell you. There are some feelings out there going on right now. This, again, was away from the play. Here it comes. It's going to be a dead ball personal foul, and it's going to be against the Warriors.
Wow.
Now, this is where, and I'm sure Coach Esplin over there is if he had any hair left at all, he's pulling it out too. But this is where it really gets down to it. Come on, guys. You gotta. I know it's frustrating. I know there's some big feelings, but you gotta play within yourself.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't know. There's been a handful of those plays after the whistle, even well after the whistle, as the play is being moved or the ball is being moved, where stuff is happening. And this one goes against the Warriors, and I agree with you. Coach Esplin, a very disciplined guy, and usually a very disciplined defense, but they're just letting their emotions get the best of them.
So the ball, after the additional 15, comes all the way out to the 50-yard line. So a short porch, as it were, for the Hurricane Tigers. And I'll tell you what, this could change the outlook on this one should the Tigers turn this one into points. Now, as I look across the way, the coaching staff of the Warriors do not kind of like what's going on.
Yeah, a lot of green shirts over there talking to Stripes, and they've had a rough game so far.
They have. All right, let's see what the Tigers come up with. Out of the gun, drop back, pass is complete, good for 5 yards. Out of bounds, they're going to give them 6 yards. Up to the, or down, I guess, to the 44-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 4, and the clock was stopped. That's a good play. I like that. Short out passes.
Very good, and Starley looks comfortable back in the pocket. I think Hayron might be a better athlete. He's obviously a senior. Starley only a sophomore, but great delivery there on that simple out route.
Yeah, great confidence there that time. Starley again in there, out of the gun. Bad snap down on the ground, and he's got to just dive on it. That's too bad. That hit him about the top of the boots there, and that was it. And it's going to roll back to the 46, back in Tiger territory, and it keeps the clock running.
Yes, that's right. And right after a great pass for that to happen, he just dives on it, loses a bunch. But, man, he's in the shotgun. He's giving signals to his receivers. It's almost like watching Dixie play this drive.
It is, isn't it? They're spreading the field. They're getting some good looks downfield. They're forcing Snow Canyon to be respectful. It's not a one-trick pony here tonight. Again, a low snap, but Starley goes down and gets it, plants the foot, fires it over there, and the pass complete?
Yeah, I think it was somehow. Ray Cordova jumped up and snagged it. Really good defense, 50-50 ball. Cordova comes down with it for a gain.
And the ball is now on the 46-yard line. A timeout quickly called. And if that's by the Tigers, I think that's it for the Tigers here in the first half. So 1:03 to go. We're going to keep it right here as we roll down the final minute of this half. And while we have just a second, Andy, maybe some quick thoughts on the game. What's kind of approached you?
Well, I think that Snow Canyon wants to prove that they can blow out teams. They kind of made a statement when they beat Pineview and were close with Dixie, as we're one of the big four in Region 9. But something Coach Esplin said earlier on today was we got to blow out people that we're supposed to blow out. That's what favorites do. They're favored in this game so far. They're doing that 21-0. But I like what Coach Pearson's doing, kind of going off script, shotgun. Could be our last game of the season. Let's throw the playbook out and just go with what gives us the best chance to come back. And that's Brock Starley back in the shotgun, winging it around the field.
Yeah, I agree. Reckless abandon, just a little bit.
Right.
You got to go for it. You got to maybe try something a little different. So let's see if they can turn this opportunity, though, into some points here late. 1:03 to go as the Tigers trot back onto the field. The ball again is on the 44, but it's 4th down. So it's 4th and 6. And this would be a key here to try to keep something alive here late in the first half. 21-0 on the one-loss scoreboard. Trips to the near side. Starley rolls to his left. Little swing pass caught, but well shy. Right back to the original, or to the line of scrimmage. And bringing that one down was Jaron Cordova. And everything worked good except the defense knew where it was going.
Yes.
They were right there.
Bryson Childs, sniffed that one out right away. No blockers for Cordova. And, they completed the pass, which is good for Hurricane, but nowhere to go.
Yep. So it's 1st and 10 for the Warriors Okay, you got 58
Yeah.
seconds to go. Are you going to try for the kill here?
Go ahead. Why not? You can go up 4 scores. You can throw it deep. That's one of the best aspects of your offense. You got a lot of good wide receivers who can run past people. I think they should go for it.
All right, they have double wides either side for Austin Staley. Staley is back, and he wants to pass, and it's well behind the intended receiver. I'm not sure if Andrew Day knew it was even coming his way.
Yeah, it looked like he was running a fly route, and Staley may have expected him to option back and kind of do a hitch or something like that near the sideline. Looked like they were out of sync a little bit.
I'd say maybe one more attempt here, and then they may just say, okay, maybe 21-0's not bad at the half. We'll see what they do. Toss right in as the running back. Stands in, fires it complete to the near side. It's going to be short, however, of the first down. The catch was made. I think that was Day, was it not?
Yeah,
it was that
Day.
in?
Yeah.
Out there with him was David Dillard, who has several catches this year. Stops the clock at 50 seconds. Third down, and they still need 4 yards to keep this drive alive. They have some timeouts, so maybe a short up and under pass to get the first down. And let's see what they do. They go over the top. It is complete. Down around the 30. Sidestepping to the 25-yard line. And I think Mendenhall is saying, hey, I want to be your favorite target, okay?
He is becoming that, especially when it comes to those middle passes or posts or whatever. He's been on target to him all night long, and Staley's getting him up to the line quickly here.
Yeah, Staley says, come on, guys. They're going to start the clock. They do. 39 seconds. And Staley says, okay, now we're going to put it into the turf. That'll give us a little time. They'll work it out. They have 35 seconds, but now they are really well within striking distance of the great arm of Austin Staley.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Staley. That last pass completion, he looked out to the left. He was covered, looked deep. He was covered, went to his third progression, and it was Jace Mendenhall for a perfect pass and a first down.
So 21-0 the score with 35 seconds to go. Warriors with the lead and the ball right now. As back Staley stands in over top, trying to find the end zone, knocked away. Good defense in the end zone. Not real happy with things was Brooks Sampson, and there comes a flag, and I'm going to guess maybe that's going to be against Sampson.
Yeah, it looked like he was arguing with the ref. As soon as he threw it, may have said something, but a great defensive play. I don't know if that was George Sanchez. The ball kind of hung up a little bit. He dove at it, knocked it down in the end zone.
Yeah, there it is, personal foul. You could just tell when he came up, he was upset about something. Now, we're far enough away that, I don't know, maybe Sanchez did or said something. But again, you got to learn just to walk away.
Yeah, they've been killed by penalties, even though they're up 21-0. May have just killed an opportunity to go up 28-0 before the half as they're moved back to third and a mile now.
Yeah, the ball goes all the way back to the 41-yard line. They've got to get it to the 16 for a first down. Now not sure if they called a timeout. They're switching some players. Oh, equipment help there. All right, here we go. So Staley with 30 seconds to go. Will they try to drop it in? Now they go to a screen underneath the Day. It's good. He's on the run, bounces to the outside. He's got the first down and more inside the red zone down near the 10-yard line.
And they just do a jailbreak screen, and it is open. Great running after the catch to put him into the first down. And now they got a chance after a big penalty to go in.
I think it's a great call. I think that I was thinking the way I believe Hurricane was, and that is, all right, drop back. Don't let him go deep. And the Snow says, perfect.
Yeah.
We're going with that underneath screen, and now we got guys to block. So the ball is at the 13-yard line in the Red Rock Real Estate red zone, and there are still 20 seconds to go here in the first half.
Yeah, great call by Coach Nowatzki against a really soft middle of the defense, as you said, Mike, dropping everybody back, and he made a few people miss, but great play.
21-0, and there is a little bit of a break. They called a timeout. I believe that the Warriors may have one more. I'm not positive, but I know that Hurricane is out of timeouts. And it has been a pretty physical game. It's obviously got the both teams a little bit hot, at least under the collar.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of penalties after the fact. Looking on the near side, Jaron Cordova's got the helmet off, kind of grabbing a little breather right now. As his defense, he's hoping they can keep it no less than 21 in the half here. Staley out of the gun, drops back. Flipped in the air as a man wide open, knocked away. Good defense again. And it may have been Sanchez.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Wow.
Sanchez again on that corner, little fade route, trying to go to Andy Day. Knocked away by Sanchez, and with 15 seconds left, Hurricane trying to keep it reasonable here before half.
You know what Sanchez does so well is he's got some pretty good speed.
Yeah.
He closes so quick. That looked like all along that there it is. That's 6 points, no problem. But Sanchez got there, knocked it away. So, 2nd and 10 from the 13. Once again, back in time. Now he rolls left, looks it into the end zone. Touchdown.
Pretty creative play there by Staley. Nobody came open, somehow stayed alive, rolled left, and one of his favorite targets, Andy Day, finally comes open in the back of the end zone, catches it for the score.
I didn't see this, but I'm going to assume just the way the play went there, it looked like that Day may have even broke off his route when he saw his QB in trouble, roll the same side, so you're both going the same way. He was open.
Yeah, smart. Yeah, I agree. I think he was going right and then broke it off, cut left as hard as he could, and came wide open for Staley.
So the Warriors are going to try to tack on number 28 here with just 8 seconds to go in the first half. And the snap is back. The kick is up, splits the uprights. We're going to hold it here with only 8 seconds to go. Then we'll take an extended break as we start the halftime, brought to you by InfoWest. They, of course, are the internet people, and I'm hoping you're keeping track of some of the other scores there. We'll drop those in first chance we get in the halftime. This is senior night, by the way, for the Hurricane Tigers. Obviously, it's their last home game it's their last regular season game of the year. They wrap it up. They've got the region bye again with Coach Pearson. I was just talking about that. And I know that the coaches don't set the schedules, but I said, is that something you worry about? And he goes, no, it's absolutely nothing I worry about because I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So it's like that's the way it is.
Exactly, and that's, these coaches just try to keep it tight, one game at a time, even one play at a time. From interviewing coaches your whole career, Mike, that they've just got to focus on what they can control.
He had a good comment, too, and I asked him, I said, well, I don't think you're playing anybody. He goes, no. He said it's so hard to keep the kids on top up.
Yes.
He goes, to play a game that relatively would have no meaning, I don't see that would be worth it. I agree with him. So here we go, the last 8 seconds of this one, first half coming up. The kick is a high end over end kick, taken at the 5-yard line, right at the middle of the field. Found a crease, still on the go. He's got one man to beat at the 40. Now there's a flag going down, and that's it. That'll end the first half unless this flag has them continue on.
Yeah, we were just talking about the speed of George Sanchez.
Wow.
He almost takes that one back to the house. It wasn't for Andy Day, the very athletic kicker back there playing safety, but we'll see what the flag is here.
The flag was thrown at about the 45-yard line. Now, again, if it's against the Tigers, and there it is. That should be the half. I don't think they make him come out and play it, do they? I think it's going to be – nope, it's over. Because I thought Snow would get the choice. They don't want to come out and play. Thank you very much. Well, it was a bit of an exciting end of the first half. Unfortunately for the Tigers, again, another case of just not quite enough on that one. 28-0, the halftime score. We're going to take a 2-minute break. Then we'll be back. We'll take a look at some other scores. We'll recap what's gone on in this game. and talk more about the season, how it looks like it's shaken out. That's all coming up on the one-loss scoreboard. 28-0 Warriors back in 2. Hi, welcome back, and good evening as we bring you once again a halftime here. 28-0 on the one-loss scoreboard. It started slow with just one touchdown in the first quarter, but the Warriors really kind of got it up and running in that second quarter, putting 21 points on the board, and again with a fairly substantial lead at 28-0. This is the InfoWest halftime. The internet people at InfoWest, you get high-speed internet, web design, tech support. You can check out items like clean internet, speed burst at InfoWest.com. I'm curious, so I want to get maybe some Region 9 updates brought to you by Hirsch Days Hardware, Andy.
Yeah, it looks like Dixie leads Desert Hills 14-7 at the half. Barbin is 8 of 9 for 68 yards. Hobbs Nyberg with a 29-yard rushing touchdown. Desert Hills Brock Perry, 102 yards and a score for the Thunder. And then at the half, up in Cedar, the Panthers leading 7-3 in a low-scoring game, Mike.
Wow.
Surprising. Pineview being held by the Redmen 7 points at the half.
You know, over the many years that I've spent doing high school ball here, I think year in and year out, the Cedar Redmen are the most unpredictable.
Yes.
You never know. They can come in off the preseason. They can be 0-3 or 0-4, and you think, oh, man, they're dead and they're getting blown off, and suddenly they're playing for the state championship. Or vice versa.
And that's a perfect example for this year. They struggled in the preseason. I can't remember exactly what their preseason was, but everybody's thinking, man, they got to figure out their offense. They can't score. And then 3-1 right now in region with a chance to compete, maybe beat Pineview to go to 4-1. That's just an incredible coaching year, I think, by Coach Bennett to keep those guys in it after a tough preseason.
And they've changed a lot, very obviously, up there in Cedar. They've gone from a complete run-based wishbone kind of a team into basically wide out, spread them across the field and see what happens. Now, this is the second year they've been in that, but still, it's kind of new to the program, but they're making the best of it.
Absolutely, and last year they had Mason Fakahua, one of the best athletes at quarterback. Now they got this young Jackson Garrett. At least the last few games has been awesome for him. Obviously, we talked about Trent Maurer and Luke Maggio really stepped it up and made it so they've got a chance to be a playoff team this year.
The other game, too, you mentioned Dixie Desert Hills. No surprise there. That's kind of almost where I would expect it to be. It is a good, hard-fought game. I think perhaps Desert Hills has been maybe a little bit more up and down than Dixie, and yet you look at the records and you say, well, wait a minute, they're 3-1. They're 4-3 overall, but a lot of these teams are playing these super duper teams out of Southern Cal.
Yeah, you're right. They lost a tough one that first game when Noah Sewell had 6 touchdowns to Jordan the first game of the season. Then they go out to San Diego, play Jack Tuttle, one of the best quarterbacks in the country in San Diego, and lose to him. But obviously dropped a big one last week to Pineview. But I agree, that's a team with a roster who's capable of beating anybody in 4A. And the fact that it's close with Dixie, no surprise at all.
Yeah, no doubt about that one. All right, let's take a look. I don't have a lot of stats, but I have I know there's been 4 scoring opportunities. They all belong to Snow Canyon. It was late in that first quarter. I know we went almost the first quarter back and forth, and nobody really was establishing themselves. But then finally, I think it was that after the block they got their first touchdown, the block of the punt?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
And they got it down around the 12-yard line. The first run gained nothing. Second run, they got it to Mendenhall, and Mendenhall swept around the left side, raced in for the touchdown, 7-0. That's the way the first quarter ended.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play. I think he handed it to Dillard, and then Dillard handed it. It was a kind of a double reverse, but an interesting inside handoff play to Mendenhall around the edge. He got in for the first score.
The next 2 touchdowns belong to Tosh Wright, and the first one, he did it from about midfield. I have it down for 44 yards, and it's so much fun to watch those big guys. Now, he didn't just go right up the middle of the field. It's one of the few times I think I've seen him sweep and do an excellent job on the sweep.
Yes, usually he's a between-the-tackles guy, really physical, but that time his breakaway speed was impressive. Got around the edge and just broke away from everybody.
So at that point, 14-0. Now we're about midway through that second quarter, and Hurricane had a couple of opportunities. Then things kind of got ugly. I mean, there was some penalties. Yeah. There was some pushing and shoving. There was John going on. And it seemed like Snow Canyon got most of the penalties. However, I think they hurt Hurricane more because they're the team from behind just trying to catch up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It was kind of a sloppy, confusing at times first half with some of the plays. Snow Canyon shot themselves in the foot a couple times, but then made some big plays to put themselves back in it, mainly due to Austin Staley just being on target down the field.
Yeah, and again, Staley, you're right, looked good, especially on those intermediate area passes.
Yeah.
Looking good. I think a real key in tonight's game has been Jace Mendenhall along with number 10. No, not number 10.
Andy Day.
Andy Day,
yeah.
Excuse me, 20.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to come up with there. I think they've done a great job. But then the second touchdown by Wright was just a 2-yard. I think both of us went, that's what you do. When you're 2 yards out,
give it to the big fella.
Give it to him. Let him go in. And then the final touchdown of the first half, again, was good because it looked like that as the quarterback Staley was forced out of the pocket, he was running to his left, and he looked down, and a great job this time by Day to break off a route, turn, and go the same way.
And with Zach Nowatzki injured at least the last several games, he was kind of Snow Canyon's third down comfort blanket type guy who had a great relationship with Staley. But in his absence, Andy Day has really stepped up to kind of be that guy when it really gets down to brass tacks in the red zone. He's able to connect, even cut off his route, get creative, finds himself wide open for the score.
Well, it was tough coming in. You mentioned that the Snow Canyon Warriors were definitely picked to win this game, and I think you got to obviously say, they're pretty close right now. It's not over, but 28 points down for the Hurricane Tigers. And they're really going to have to turn things up. And talking to the coach, and by the way, I really appreciate the coaches of Region 9. They'll talk to you. They'll be very, I think, open with you. And Coach Pearson, as I was chatting with him before the game, I said, obviously, Coach, you're a team that doesn't come from behind in a hurry. And he goes, yeah, but who does that? I go, okay, you got me on that one. In other words, a passing team will have a little bit better opportunity. But he was getting on my case a little bit, which is fine. But the bottom line is they are a team that runs for the most part. Right. Although you pointed out they probably opened it up as much tonight as I've seen them this year.
Yeah, I mean, when they brought in Brock Starley, the sophomore quarterback, they'd go 4 or 5 wide. And we're kind of doing a 2-minute drill. I don't know if they'll come out with that in the third quarter right away, but I liked seeing that out of Hurricane because Starley, even though he's young, he looks really good back there. He's got a great delivery, and I like seeing him getting these opportunities and potentially the last game for the Tigers.
All right, now just go with me on this. We're going to play what if here. What if those leaders right now won? Okay.
Yeah.
That would put Dixie at 5-0 in the region and definitely leg up on everybody else. Desert Hills would drop to 3-2. Cedar would drop. No, were they leading? Cedar. No, they were trading. So they would drop to 3-2. Snow Canyon would go to 3-2. Pineview would go to 3-2. Ooh.
Kind of makes the last week of region for those playing that much more interesting, like a pennant race. One game to play and a lot to be decided with all those 3-2 teams potentially.
Again, I know that's a what-if here, but as we look ahead and talk about some matchups, this Snow Canyon team has got to take on Desert Hills in the final game. Dixie and Cedar go head-to-head, which could be a huge game. Pineview, you would have to say at home, probably going to walk to a win their last one. So, I don't know, maybe they've got a leg up to go into the top 1 or 2. That's all the what-ifs, folks.
And as you were saying, Mike, I think in the preseason we said, okay, here's going to be the top 3, Pineview, Dixie, and Desert Hills, and even maybe I can't even remember what the heck I thought. It's all gone to crap now. But the fact that Cedar's right up there, and one of these top 5 teams this year is going to be out of the playoffs because of the format, which is unfortunate. But
it is.
It's been very competitive this year at the top.
All right, we're at the half once again. We appreciate all of our great sponsors, and we're going to take a 90-second break. We're going to come back. We'll take a look again at the second half, get ready to go, and bring you more football from Hurricane High School. At the half, it is 28-0 Snow Canyon. We're back in 90. All right, welcome back once again as we wind up the halftime here. The Warriors are back out. We're still waiting for the Hurricane Tigers to make their appearance. And you had an update on one of our other games.
Yeah, it looks like Dixie scored again, went for two. Nyberg was the one who scored the touchdown. Now it's 22-7. Flyers lead in the third quarter.
Wow, and that could be big. That could be a big one again this late or into the third quarter there. I made the statement there. It looks like Dixie making the statement. I think that they have been pretty much all season long, kind of been the one people saying they're the ones to look to this year.
Yeah.
Doesn't guarantee anything, but they've certainly played extremely well.
Yes, absolutely. Especially, they get Barbin back for the full year, and he's proved it. He was the difference. I mean, they win the region last year, but he gets hurt, and then they're not one of the two teams from Region 9 in the state championship. Obviously, they're looking to change that this year. New guys stepping up, and obviously Hobbs Nyberg already 2 touchdowns in the Desert Hills game tonight, and have a shot of going undefeated in Region 9 this year.
All right, good stuff here. We appreciate our sponsors. We would like to thank again our timeout sponsor. That is Hank's Riverwalk Grill, located at Sun River. And don't forget to ask for that timeout special. Number one, you get great food, and then when you ask for the timeout special, you get twice as much, 2 for 1 there. Great place to go, good place to enjoy a nice meal. And just kind of, it's almost like getting away, and yet it's only 5 minutes away. So that's kind of a nice one. All right, we get set to go here in the second half. Oh, I forgot they put a few more minutes, don't they? Back on the clock. Let me again remind you that we will be choosing a playmaker play of the game, and obviously we've had a couple of good ones. I got to tell you, I think one of them right now may be that 45-yard sweep around the side by Wright.
Yeah, I totally agree. That was pretty impressive for the big fella.
And again, for players of the game, there's several you could point out. I think Mendenhall has had a heck of a game offensively, as has Austin Staley. But there's a couple of defensive guys that might deserve a little love here tonight.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, looking to pick one from Hurricane, potentially George Sanchez, that last drive.
Yep.
And special teams, he's been doing great for him all night long.
So we'll be naming those honors in the post-game show, as well as the Jimmy John Super Sub of the game. So we appreciate all of our great sponsors. Don't forget, hey, the dessert is on. It's 28
yeah,
points.
Look at that. Holy cow.
Okay, you want to do the second half? I may go get some dessert here. We certainly appreciate all of the great sponsors. That's the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert, because Snow Canyon already is up over 25 points. So you get the free yogurt at Yogurtland, and then you can add to it what you want.
Yeah, I don't know how that got by. That's why I come to these games.
As soon as
it hits 25, I bowl, and they made it in the first half. So kudos to the Warriors.
There you have. Warriors are out on the field. They'll be kicking off here in the second half. And Tigers, there they go, coming out as Tyler Moore, one of the speedsters, headed back there, as is George Sanchez. I tell you, I really like this George Sanchez. He seems to kind of be one of the unsung heroes. He just goes out and gets his job done. And looks good doing it.
Yeah, does it on special teams, doesn't get the ball on offense, but is always swatting the ball away on defense and plays bigger than his size. He's been a great asset for Coach Pearson.
All right, they list him. Well, they don't have a size on him. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Second half coming your way, 28-0 here at the half as we get set for another 12 minutes of football. The Warriors will be kicking off a foot into it, and that scored.
He hammers.
Didn't that go through the goalpost there?
I think just about, yeah. I mean, he really belts it. Andy Day, yeah.
Yep, what a job there. So the Tigers will have it out of their own 20-yard line. And looks like they've gone back to Adam Hayrand as the QB.
Yeah, a little bit surprising. Obviously, the senior on senior night, you want to give him, his last hurrah here at Tiger Stadium. But well, I'm sure we'll see a little bit more Brock Staley as this game goes on.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think they'll keep him ready to go and just may use him at any time. Here we go. Hayrand and company bringing him up as we get the third quarter ready to go. Double wing formation for the Tigers. Man in motion. They pitch it back deep. Trying to turn that corner. Is turning the corner. And they'll have about, 7 yards? Depends on where he stepped out of bounds, I guess.
Yeah, pretty good game. I'm trying to see. That looked like a newer runner, number 23.
That's what I looked at.
Yeah.
I thought, but Trail Shamel?
Yeah. Yeah, he's listed as a running back DB. I think he's gotten some reps this year, but a good physical run at a halftime for the new back.
And maybe that's what they're doing there is they're going to run some new guys, fresh legs, different look here, so they can get something going. Double wide to the left for Adam Hayren. Now they go with motion again. The handoff is inside and not much there. The ball comes loose. Warriors say we got it, but the official says no, you don't.
Yeah, the white hat pointing to the ground, and it looks like Hurricane will maintain the ball.
So, but they'll, actually they may even have gained a little bit on the fumble. So the ball is at the 27, 3rd down and 3 for the Tigers. And again, they really just need right now to get something going. They don't have to score immediately, but to drive and get some points on the board would be huge. Again, the ball is pitched back, trying to turn the corner. First down out to about the 34, 35-yard line on the carry. And, wow, is that another new, different name?
Yeah, that was, I think that may have been, I didn't see the number on the runner, but I was looking at Shane Farnsworth pulling around.
Right.
They haven't been able to get that right edge all game long, but that time they had great blocks out there, and they've come out with some zest here in the second half.
It almost looks like they're lining up some of these newer, different players out in the slot and then bringing them back on the fly sweep, and they've done pretty good at the 35, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. This one's more of a basic straight ahead handoff. I'll tell you the interesting thing on that one was the actual first person to get a hold of somebody there. I'm not sure, but he reached out and he grabbed a hold. He had jersey, and he just hung on.
He just
hung on.
Mike, I was thinking if we were to take Jaron Cordova's yards after contact this season and his regular yards, I think they'd be the exact same thing.
I think you're right.
I mean, he's just breaking 3 tackles. That time, the guy got him by the jersey and drug him down, but I'm impressed with his determination just running through people.
Hard to run like that pulling a plow, isn't it?
That's right.
All right, rolling back. Hayren, little flip pass, going to be short. He was just trying to kind of dink that over the line. Looking out here in the right flats to Tyler Moore and just underthrew it. Moore actually, I think, was open, but couldn't get to it.
Yeah, Miles Reynolds sent on a blitz that time by Coach Esplin and was chasing down Hayren as he tried to lob it to Moore, just a little bit short.
Gain, it's a 3rd down and about 9 yards to go. We're under 10 minutes remaining, quarter number 3. And the Tigers trying to get something in their first offensive series. Now they split 3 wideouts. Double to the right, 1 to the left. Back goes Hayren. He's in trouble, and down he goes.
And that was Jaden Lacayo getting into the backfield. Just tripped him up with his strong hands there. He had a couple friends waiting to clean up the scraps, but Hayren goes down.
All the way back at the 25-yard line, so they'll have to punt. No choice here. It is 4th and 20. So they will get rid of the ball. And the Warriors, again, should get a good field position. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but if the Warriors score again, that's huge because that's that 35-point differential, which means run the clock. Ball comes down at the 40-yard line. Warriors have it to the 45-50, 45-40, down the far sideline to around the 35-yard line in Hurricane territory. And again, Just a great job by the Warriors. He looked up, he saw his players. They set a pretty decent wall on the far side, and he got around the outside.
Yeah, really good blocking, and I'm impressed by the sophomore class. That was Brock Nowatzki, the younger Nowatzki, on their turn. He's got wheels. Jace Mendenhall, sophomore, who's really been contributing today. So the Warriors in good hands going into the future.
Absolutely. Double wide either side for Austin Staley and company. Now they go with the fly sweep. Hold everything. On the fly that time was David Dillard. May have stepped back a little earlier. Someone else moved with him. That'll cost him 5. Stops the clock. 9:06 to go on the one-loss scoreboard, on the Riverside Business Insurance clock. I'll get it right. 28-0. Warriors with the lead. We're in the third quarter. 1 touchdown in the first, 3 in the second for the Warriors. Tigers still with a goose egg. And whoops! Taking off way early there was Brooks Sampson. That's embarrassing when you take off and you look up and you're the only guy moving.
And when you're the wide out and you're taking off that early, you're maybe tipping off that maybe you were going deep on that route, and you may have just screwed up your chance on your fly route. Now we're just going to run the ball.
Yeah, now they get back into the huddle and go, okay, don't throw
That's
it
right.
to Brooks, okay? That's tough. The ball is back at the 40-yard line. So just like Hurricane did, they had, I think, 4th and 20. It's 1st and 20 right now for the Warriors at the Hurricane 45-yard line. Again, man in motion. Play action into the line to go up top. The pass is caught at the 10-yard line. Oh, so much in my face. That's Brooks Sampson.
Right down the middle. May have just called the same exact play.
Wow.
Kind of does a mini skinny post just inside the hash, and Staley puts it right on his numbers.
Perfect pass.
Yeah.
What a job that was from Staley to Sampson. And it's first and goal from the 7, they say. 7-yard line. And the Warriors now threatening to go up by 35. 8:50 to go here in the third quarter. It's been all Warriors tonight. Motion, they go to big right up the middle. He goes from the 7 down to the 3. Got about half the yardage. And it'll be 2nd and goal. That was the most interesting call. You see the two officials? They were indicating something, but both of them had both hands in the air. And I'm going to go, that means touchdown, guys.
Yeah, you can't be doing that
can't
this
do
close
that.
to the goal line.
Threw me. I thought, no, I saw him go down. All right, it is 2nd and goal from the 3 for the Warriors. Again, right, bust it, and now stick those paws in the air, and it's a touchdown.
Tosh Wright getting his carries, letting him eat down inside the 5-yard line a couple times tonight. He gets his hat trick touchdown. Snow Canyon goes up 34 pending the PAT.
Wow, they're just going to business now, and then they're doing what they have to do. They're still mixing it up. We're still seeing, I think, great night tonight. I wish I had the stats on Austin Staley. I think he's had a great night.
He's been awesome.
Tonight.
He's been awesome.
So Wright, as you mentioned, gets his 3rd touchdown of the night. Day in to add the point after. And that's blocked. No good as they got a hand on it. So the Therapia Addiction Healing Center extra point is no good. And for the moment, Hurricane Tigers avoid that 35-point run the clock situation. We'll see how that works. All right, let's just hold it right here. 8:01 to go here in the third quarter. Any more updates? We had Dixie up 22-7. You seen anything on Pineview Cedar?
I'm trying to still find. Last we had was Pineview up 7-3 going into the half. Looks like Dixie has extended the lead. Hobbs Nyberg takes it in from 13 yards this time. Now 29-7. Trying to dig up one from Cedar here.
Wow. All right, Dixie pulling away. Now I'm a little bit surprised. I thought Desert Hills would really And they may come back. I mean, it's not over by any stretch, but I'm a little surprised Dixie has got the big lead like they do right now. 22-point differential. 34-0 here in H-Town. The Hurricane Tigers trading. They're going to get the ball back right now. Day with a foot into it. And it goes well deep. So they'll bring it out to the 20. It'll be 1st and 10 after the touchback.
Yeah, tough night for Hurricane. Offensively, haven't been able to get much going here on senior night.
Yep.
Home faithful, you know, you wanted to see them at least go out if they were going to go out with some fight. And that's the thing about this team, and I think Coach Pearson has been proud of this year when they've lost by big margins. They keep competing, they keep fighting, and it looks like Brock Starley coming back in. We might see some shotgun.
All right, we'll see what happens. Game tonight being brought to you in part by Jimmy John's. We'll name the super sub of the game, but we're also going to talk about the delicious sandwiches from Jimmy John's. They pitch it back deep, coming to the near side. Now trying to cut back. I believe that was Tyler Moore on the carry, and there was just nowhere for him to go. It was Moore. Moore started like he was going to sweep wide, realized someone shut the door there, and he turned back right into more defense. No gain.
And Tyler Moore, you know, coming out of the preseason was averaging over 100 yards a game, has had a couple big games in region, but you know, once you hit these teams and the familiarity,
they know
it's tough.
Who you are,
exactly. He really jumped up on the scouting report and slowed him down a little bit.
There he goes in motion, and a little quick pass. Wow. I got to give that one as one of our Gallion, Welker, and Beckstrom big hits.
And that we could see that one coming from a mile away. Tay Washington, as the ball just hung up there, caught, I believe that was Cordova. Tay Washington waiting for him, full speed ahead, takes him to the ground.
He caught it, and in the air, full stretch, he was nailed. They do pick up 3 yards, so it's 3rd and 7 for the Hurricane Tigers. 6:50 remaining, quarter 3. 34-0 on the one-loss scoreboard here tonight. And let's see what Brock Starley can come up with here in this big 3rd down play for the Tigers. He drops back. Protection in the pocket. He lights it up to the outside, and I believe it was picked off. No, it goes to the turf. Very close to being picked off, and the guy who had the best shot was Taylor Hill.
Yeah, I think it got him right in the gut, but may have just fell into the turf as he went to the ground, is trying to heave it up, make something happen to Cordova, one of their best receivers, but pretty good coverage there by number 6.
Yeah, he did a great job. What he did, he may not have come up with it, but he absolutely made sure that the offense was not going to make the catch. So that's a 4th down. Out there now is Wyatt Perry. And back there with him is Brock Nowatzki. So Nowatzki and Perry back deep to receive. High snap over the head into the end zone. Got to get it out of there. Goes straight in the air. And, the problems continue for the Tigers. And they're going to down it at the 15. And guess what? Net gain, 2 yards.
And a tough night handling snaps. And for the long snapper, Hunter Collar did the best he could back in the end zone, chased it down, ran away from pressure, kicked it. He just couldn't get enough on it. And as you say, just a couple yard net gain on the punt for Hurricane, but a pretty good effort there by Collard.
I give credit to even get the ball, and I thought for a moment he might just dive on it, but then again, that's 2 points, and I don't know if they're thinking about it, but that would put it over the 35 and run the clock. However, Snow Canyon may get it here anyway. We'll see. Austin Staley with Tosh Wright in the back. Double wide either side for Snow Canyon. Motion man. They hand it to him. He goes wide, turns it up. David Dillard, and Dillard's going to get it down to the 20, gain of 5. Good job by Dillard as he started wide, saw a little crease, and just turned it upfield for 5 yards.
And finally getting our live stats link to work here, Mike. We can update you on Austin Staley's night. He's 14 of 23 so far for 240 yards.
Wow.
And a touchdown. Tosh Wright, 71 yards on the ground on the ground, 10 yards a pop and 3 scores for the running back.
Wow, there you go. 240 yards through the air, was that it?
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Austin?
for Staley.
Had that feeling. He just felt like, he was putting up some numbers.
Yeah, he's lighting it up
tonight.
for sure.
All right, 5.5 minutes to go. It's second down and 5 yards to go. Staley out of the gun, in motion. He does hand it off, turning upfield, going to be short of the first down. Gain of 3, needed 5 for the first down.
It's like maybe have a few of their second unit guys in, trying to get a number on that new ball carrier
That's
for
what I was trying
Snow
to do.
Canyon.
They won't ever turn and face us, will they? What's with you guys? Yeah, we're definitely looking from the side there. So was that 13? That'd be Keith Johnson, Jr. So good job by Johnson. Gain 3, 3rd and 2. Again, just a straight ahead handoff, first down into the red zone, down around the 13, 12-yard line. And on the carry that time, is that Holyoke, number 12?
I think it may have been Keat again.
Keat, okay.
I think Holyoke was lined up at the slot.
Yep, you're right.
Look very similar.
Not big, are they?
Yeah, about the same size and almost the exact same number. Good little stiff arm there by Keat on that run.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Warriors. And a nice run inside once again by Keith Johnson. He's getting a couple of yards here. Starts right, cuts back to the left down to the 7-yard line. Gain of 5 on the carry, 2nd and 5. And right now, Snow Canyon, I think, trying to put the icing on the cake here.
As Austin Turner runs in for the first time in this game, another sophomore for Snow Canyon. Runs the play in to Austin Staley.
So let's see what they do. They'll send trips to the right side. On the near wing is Austin Turner. Out of the gun, Staley. And they hand it off straight ahead again, bowling his way down to around the 5-yard line. Still a couple of yards short of the first down, but that'll set up 3rd and 2 from the 5-yard line. The other thing is that they're burning clock. This is a pretty good sustained drive.
Yeah,
here.
Really good drive by some of these new players, and it looks like Ryan Beathers has come in at running back, a guy we saw a lot in the preseason, kind of sharing snaps with Tosh Wright. Tosh eventually won the outright featured back role, but Beathers has a lot of talent as a sophomore.
Yeah, Warriors are running a lot of guys in and out right now. I just saw Kyler Stewart, a sophomore, taking off. Straight ahead, and I think in for 6. The official says no. Well, he's standing in the end zone. I'm not sure what the deal was.
And that initial push, and then they had the benefit of big David Park, the 300-pounder. And it looks like, they're calling it a score.
All right, I looked at the one official, and he put both arms out. And I thought, that means he didn't make it in. But I misread him, and here comes the point after. Day will try to tack on. He missed one tonight. That was blocked. This one he says nothing doing. Nails it right through the uprights. And it is now 41-0. Snow Canyon blowing out this one. We'll be back in a minute. We welcome you back. The kick is low, big bounce, handled at about the 6 or 7, and then Sanchez returns it out to about the 18-yard line. So Hurricane will start there. 41-0 is the current score, and yeah, that means clock runs. Kind of the mercy rule of football.
And an update from Cedar. Looks like Pineview has extended the lead they had at halftime. Was 7-3, now 17-3 for the Panthers.
Well, things are starting to take shape perhaps here. This one is more than likely decided. 2:03 to go. But then the run up the middle, kicking to the outside, finally stopped. And a first down there. That was Cordova, Jaron Cordova. He can do that, and you know he's going to do it a couple of times a game. Unfortunately, they need it quite a few times a game. Out of that
absolutely.
Young man.
And, you know, we've seen him break. He's had runs over 50 yards this year, but against a defense like this, it's tough to even get 5, 6, 7. But he's battled admirably so far tonight.
Out to the 34-yard line. Again, right up the middle, and he's into first down territory as he carries it across the 45 out to the 47-yard line. And I think there's a bunch of new players in there defensively for Snow Canyon. Getting an opportunity.
Yeah, it looks like a couple new safeties. It looks like Miles Reynolds still in there at linebacker, but he's got another second unit guy next to him.
Yep. All right, and here we go. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. And they come with the sweep to the near side. That'll gain a couple of yards right to midfield. And it'll bring up a gain of 3. So it's 2nd down and 7 yards to go.
I know I've been praising Taylor Hill all night, but I'm going to do it again. Takes on from the cornerback position, takes on a pulling guard, fights him off, and somehow still makes the tackle. I don't know how many he's got. I'll have to look that up on the live stats, but what a game for Taylor Hill.
This will be the final play of this quarter. We're down to about 10 seconds. And the handoff straight up the middle. And good for a couple, but it'll be well shy of the first down. So quarter 3 comes to an end. And we'll take a break as we check the one-loss scoreboard. Snow Canyon 41, Tigers nothing, back in 1. All right, we welcome you back once again. They flip sides of the field. The Tigers now headed north. It's 3rd down and about 5 yards to go as we start the 4th quarter. Good run to the outside, easily a big first down. And Cordova now just really, I think it's Cordova.
Yeah.
Hard to bring down. He busted down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line.
Great job. This probably their best drive of the game so far as Cordova just keeps getting the ball, keeps panning. He goes 4 quarters most games. And also wanted to shout out to Snow Canyon student section. They're still up on their feet, jumping up and down.
They are.
And doing a good job over there for the Warriors.
Way to go. Brock Starley, the quarterback for the Hurricane Tigers in. I just see George Sanchez just trotted in there too. He's now playing a little offense. And let's see where they use him. Oh, now we have a timeout. It's kind of interesting once again because the timeout is by the Hurricane Tigers. So, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give credit to the coaching staff. They're going to coach this one to the end, aren't they?
Yeah, it could be the last one, and they want to get everything right for every play. Update from the Dixie Desert Hills game. Dixie extends once again 36-7. Another Jacob Barbin touchdown pass, and it is a final up in Cedar. Panthers win 17-3.
Wow. All right, well, there's one I can put on my list here. So Pineview improves to 3-2 in the region. They are now 6-3 overall, and Cedar drops to 3-2. They're 4-4. Again, we could have a real logjam because it looks like Snow Canyon is going to win this one. So that'll put 4 teams.
4 teams at 3-2.
That what if is coming true, huh? All right, 11:10 to go in the game. Clock running, 41-0. Tigers trying to put a stop on that. Straight ahead, Cordova running. He'll have yet another first down. He gets inside the red zone down to the 17-yard line. And not that it's going to make a difference, but get the feeling Tigers saying, we want to extend this game. Let's get out of that 35-point run the clock thing. And they can do it with a touchdown right here.
Yeah,
and extra point.
Yeah, would love to put up any kind of points they can here in potentially their last game of the year at home on senior night as George Sanchez lines up wide left.
1st and 10 as they hand off, wide sweep and turning actually what looked like a sure loss into something. And again, I think that was Trail Shamel.
Yeah, really tough run. He got bent in half there by the Snow Canyon defense, but was still going. Physical run there by Shamel.
Short run, short gain, but he worked hard for that. Under 10 minutes to go in the game. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Fabulous Freddy's. Fuel it up and wash it down. And be sure and save at the 2 Southern Utah Fabulous Freddy Car Washes. Check out their car wash club. All right, 2nd and about 8 yards to go as they roll right and turn it downfield. Pretty good gain once again, and maybe enough for a first down.
Yeah, Jaron Cordova that time up the middle, and love to see him take one in here for the Tigers, down 41.
Yep, so it's a 1st and goal to go for the Hurricane Tigers. And I was kind of saying they're trying to get under that 35. They're trying to get points on the board, folks. Any way they can get them, they'll take at this point. And kudos to them. They're putting together a pretty good run right now. 9:10 to go in the game. And there's the 6 they've been looking for.
Jaron Cordova runs it in, breaks a few tackles. The Snow Canyon Warriors and the Tigers get to celebrate at least for a minute here tonight at Tiger Stadium.
And you know, the hometown fans, they haven't had much to yell about. They made some noise here, so.
Got the cowbells out.
That's right. 4th quarter, what was that? About an 8-yard run, I think.
Yeah.
By Cordova. Now they're going to try to tack on a pretty important point after, though. It's right on that 35-point mark, and here's the kick, and it is up, and it's good. So 41, to 7. 9:06 to go in the game. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back. Once again, 41-7. Hey, we very much really appreciate, again, all of our great sponsors making our broadcasts possible. Again, a big thank you to CEC TV and their efforts in giving us an opportunity to get both games on video and radio out. And so it's a lot of fun. And really kudos to them for helping high school football.
Yeah, absolutely. To have both of these games able to stream. We do a great job bringing local sports into your living room all year long.
Gotta love it. Thank you to the sponsors, too. Kick end over end. It's going to be taken at the 5. Return to the 10, to the 15. Found a little crease to the 20-22 yard line. Bouncing around a lot there. Wyatt Perry, he was hoping, I think, a little bigger crease would open up, but they're going to have to take it right there. So 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the 22.
And a late flag was thrown by the side judge, Mike. I don't know. Oh, they're going to call a face mask. Okay.
There you have it. It's going to be against the Tigers, it looks like. So now they're going to tack on 15 at the end of the run. So they'll move that out to the, wait a minute. Incidental, 5 yard. Okay. They only moved it 5 yards, which would make it 1st and 5 now. All right, there we have it. First down, 5 yards to go. Couple of ticks under 9 minutes to go in the ball game. And by the way, Mackay Lee is the new quarterback for the Warriors. So looks like Austin Staley is done for the night. But, boy, what a night he had.
Yeah, job well done by Staley. I think he'll finish at that 240-yard mark. 1 score, 14 completions. Jace Mendenhall, his leading receiver, at 95 yards on 5 catches.
Okay, they moved the chains over there, and they made it 1st and 10, not 1st and 5. Now it's 2nd and 10. I'm confused. Handoff. Actually, Lee with the keeper right up the middle. He has the first down as he gets it across the 40 to the 41-yard line. That was almost like the old delay quarterback draw.
Yeah, exactly. Delay, set up your blockers, and then the speed burst by Mackay Lee, and we're kind of seeing a little bit into the future, maybe for next year with the junior at quarterback and a bunch of sophomores around him.
Boy, what a change that would be if you got a guy that's going to do a lot with his feet, where Austin Staley kind of does it with the arm. So it is 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line, and the handoff there goes to Ryan Beathers. Beathers, the sophomore runner. That looked like, to me, Beathers had to almost rip it out of the arms of Lee, didn't it?
He said, if you're not going to make the decision, I'll make it for you. And unfortunately for him, I think it was big number 75, Kenyon Polson.
Yeah, no game.
For the Tigers, they're waiting for him.
Certainly makes it, I mean, he did. He just seemed like, give me that rock here. All right, 7:15 to go in this one, 41-7. It's been all Warriors all night long. Lee out of the quarterback slot. He fakes left. Now he comes back to the right, and he's in trouble. Down he goes. He'll lose about 3 or 4 yards. He's pretty fast, but not fast enough to circle route and then try to gain a couple of yards.
Yeah, did a little spin around, and Tyler Moore was on the left side, equally fast, waiting for him.
Clock continues to run now. It's 3rd down and about 13 yards to go for the Snow Canyon Warriors as David Dillard trots off. Let's see what they come up with here. Will they have Mackay Lee try to put it up in the air, 3rd and long? He's got double wide to either side. Lee deep out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. Good protection. Now he lets it go over the middle. It's going to be picked off. Picked off at the 32-yard line by the Tigers. Let's see who got a hold of that one.
I think that was Ray Cordova.
It was.
Yeah, jumping up and making the snag as the lefty Mackay Lee throws it deep for his first shot of the game, but Cordova.
Not a bad pass, but not a great pass.
Yeah.
I think he actually underthrew his receiver by a yard or so. But again, good defense he was right in perfect position to make the pick.
With 6 minutes left and the clock running, maybe we'll see Starley get a chance to throw it around a little bit. But last time he was down in that double wing. Looks like he will be there again this series.
So, under 6 to go in the game. Handoff up the middle, looking for room, getting to the outside. Finally knocked out of bounds after another first down. He gets it across the, they're going to mark him stepping out right at around the 45-yard line.
You know, Mike, and as I'm saying, maybe we'll see the shotgun. I actually don't mind just allowing Cordova, giving him the ball 100 times his last game and let him run it and go out with maybe another touchdown. Here's another flag. Flies about 5 minutes after the play.
Wow. Get the feeding. Maybe that was something.
Yeah,
that's what it is. That's a warning to the near side bench. And now is kind of talk to the hand, coach. Not happy with something. I don't know if they wanted a late hit or something, but whatever they wanted, they didn't get. So it is now 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Back and around the near side, pretty good gain. They're going to get about 7 yards on the carry up across the midfield into Warrior territory. 41-7 is the lead right now.
Pretty good run by Shamo, and they've kind of alternated that, whether it's Trayson Abbott or H.K. Wolfgram or now Shamo. Showing, I think, a lot this game heading into next year.
I think they're looking ahead. You're right.
Yeah.
They're bringing in some younger guys here. Guys, let's see what you can do. Good quick handoff up the middle. Cordova is going to be drugged down, but not until he gets the first down. Again, I know he's running against some different players, but the guy, when he gets going, is just hard to bring down.
Yeah, he's so physical and not the biggest guy. I mean, Hurricanes had some big fullbacks, and Cordova, is more of a halfback size, but he runs with such strength and refuses to go down on the first contact. He's been impressive.
So the ball on the 42-yard line, where it is 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Second man around, that's more. Kicks to the outside, turns it downfield, and he's gone for a touchdown.
And there's that speed we've all been waiting to see. And what a block by number 55, Jaden Olekin, to kind of spring him forward. But once he gets out in space, he's not going to be caught. And it's great to see Hurricane get a chance to celebrate a little bit tonight late in this game.
Yep, what a run by Moore. He turned that corner, and you knew it. You knew he was gone. So now 41-13, maybe 14 here, as Tigers finally getting something. It's unfortunately going to be too little too late for him, as the kick is up and splits the uprights. It's good. So 41-14. 4 minutes, 7 seconds to go. We're going to keep it right here as we prep down the stretch here for the final 4 minutes. Well, it looks to be shaking out, and I guess you guys will take a complete look, won't you, in the wrap-up show?
Yeah, it's going to be tough to try to figure out who the heck is going to have to be left out in the 5 spot with all those teams at 3 and 2 after tonight. Man, what a tough, we're heading into a pretty compelling last week of the season.
Boy, we are. This does eliminate Hurricane, and already eliminated was Canyon View. So you've got, the other 5 vying for 4 places. And now you've got 4 of the 5 tied.
Yeah, that's right. You got Desert Hills playing Snow Canyon next week.
Yep.
And man, that could be a huge game for those 2 teams if it comes down to winner gets to go.
Pineview should get a win over Canyon View, and you would think Dixie can take Cedar, but that's at Cedar.
Yeah, that's right.
Go figure on that one, huh? Here comes the kick by the Tigers, taken at the 10-yard line. Up the middle, kicks to the outside, looking for a block, gets to the 30, 35, to the 40, brought down around the 45-yard line. And a pretty good return once again by Wyatt Perry.
Great return by Perry. Great hit by the kicker, Ethan Roberts, who went right at his thigh pads. Got the Hurricane bench. Give him a few chest bumps as he comes back after retrieving his kicking tee.
I think he deserves a galleon welcome and bench.
Hey, let's give it to him for the
one.
kicker. Absolutely. Nice job.
Yeah, way to go. 3:35 to go in the football game as the clock running here in the fourth quarter, and the Warriors on the verge of officially going to 3-2 in the region. So it's a mess. We'll have to wait till next week to kind of figure this all out. And there's a grab in the backfield. Down goes Keith Johnson. He tried Johnson a little bit of a sweep that time. He loses about 8 yards. 7-yard loss. Second down, 17. But again, 3 minutes left in the game. It's all over, but the screaming, I guess. We'll have a relatively short post-game show here, and then we'll throw it to, actually, I guess, Andy, you'll help run this, won't you, with the guys?
Yeah, Region 9 Live coming up. Paul and Rustin back in the studio will help us break down the stats and the scores from tonight in Region 9.
All right, so and in trouble is the quarterback, Mackay Lee, somehow got away. So instead of losing 7, he lost 5.
And Hayden Eves was the one bothering him back there. And, man, Eves has got to be, 5'8", 160 pounds. But he plays kind of a blitzing outside linebacker.
Yep.
Gets in and is bothered not only Mackay Lee, but was in Staley's face early on in this game.
So there's coming up on 2 minutes to go in the game. It is 3rd and long. It looks like the Tigers, you got to figure they're hoping to get their hands on the ball one more time. They'd like to make it look a little more respectable. Let's see what Mackay Lee does out of that quarterback slot. He's a junior. Out of the gun. Well, they just handed straight ahead. Little surprised, but then again, Lee went for broke last time and gave it up. So they gain a couple back to the 35. And it's a punting situation now. But with the clock running, there's only going to be seconds remaining in the game anyway.
Hurricane will put Tyler Moore back deep. He was the one who scored that electric touchdown last drive. And, man, Mike, if they were able to score again within the minute, you're right. That would look a lot more respectable than this game has been.
Yep, absolutely. There's the snap. It's low, but the kick is away. It's a low driving kick, and he's going to have to just get away.
Wow.
What a kick. He's going to roll dead inside the 10, down at the 6-yard line. So that just about wipes out any hope of really getting a short porch and a quick score here.
Andrew Day, we haven't had a shot of seeing him try a field goal tonight, but we've still put on a show kicking kickoffs basically through the uprights and then a punt. I don't know how long that was, but holy cow, inside the 10-yard line down at the 6.
Absolutely. So just seconds remaining in this one now as we get ready to wind it up tonight from Hurricane. So all games in 48 seconds or so will have gone final. Well, no, man, the Dixie still was going on, wasn't it? 36-7 late in that game.
Yeah, 36-7. Let me see if we've got an update from there.
So the Tigers more than likely will just run it into the crowd. Well, they actually go wide. Looky here. Sweeping the far side and forced out of bounds at around midfield. And who was on? Oh, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, Cordova
got
right
out
side,
there.
Pointing up to the fans. Could be his last run as a Tiger, and he went for broke.
He stepped out way back at the 43 because he was down around the 40 of Snow Canyon before he finally hauled it to a stop. But now they call the final timeout here and just kind of set things up. It is 41-14, no doubt. Warriors are going to get the win here tonight. They go to 3-2. Warriors overall respectable at 6-2 on the season. That's a good year for them.
Yeah, to go from basically the doormat of the region last
Right.
year. Not, everybody made the playoffs, but then this year switching around, and Mike Esplin's done a great job with the turnaround.
It's going to be one of the toughest things. I'm going to hold on here as we get the final seconds there, is going to see who gets left out.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough one. A handoff right up the middle of the field, good for about 8-9 yards, but that might be it, and the clock will run. And the Tigers see their regular season and their overall season come to an end here tonight as Snow Canyon gets the job done, 41-14. Very respectable game by the Snow Canyon Warriors.
Yeah, Austin Staley was awesome. They proved that they can blow out a team, which is what Coach Esplin was calling for the last couple weeks. And Staley was awesome. Defense played great. Overall, big win for Snow Canyon heading into the last week of the season.
All right, let's take just a 1-minute break. We'll come back. We'll take a look at some things. We'll name the honors here in this game and what stats we have and how things look, and then we'll turn it over to Andy and the guys here as we get set for the Region 9 wrap-up show, which will be coming your way here shortly. Again from Hurricane, the final here tonight. The Warriors get it done 41, the Tigers 14. Back in a minute.